I saw that Mastercard just announced an AI-powered virtual CFO that is targeted at small businesses. And honestly, I think it is a great idea. But I also don't think it solves the problem they think it does, at least not 100%. CFO Dive reported this in an article last week, and it confirms what we've all known for years, and that is that small businesses need CFO level guidance, and most can't afford it. At least they can't afford that full-time CFO hire. So I believe that big tech sees this as an opportunity. Now, the gap we're talking about is a gap that we all know exists. But can AI actually fill that gap 100%? The short answer to that question is not yet, at least not as we sit here in March of 2026. Here's what AI does really, really well. It's speed, pattern recognition, consistency. It's going to categorize your transactions, generate reports for you. It's going to flag budget variances. If you need basic cash flow monitoring, these tools work great. But that's reporting. That's not strategy. AI can tell you that your labor costs jumped 15% last quarter. It cannot tell you whether or not that's an overstaffing problem, or maybe it's just seasonal prep or a retention issue that requires some operational fixes. That distinction requires context. When I'm working with clients, a 20% labor variance in one quarter might be just fine. That same variance 3 months later might be absolutely catastrophic. AI doesn't know your industry calendar. It doesn't know that you staff 6 weeks before your season starts, or that one holiday weekend drives 30% of your annual revenue. The bigger gap, though, is relationships. Banks and investors don't transact with algorithms. When you're negotiating a credit facility or explaining a covenant breach, the person across the table needs to trust that someone with judgment is running your business. I've worked with loan officers for maybe a decade, and I can get terms on a term sheet that you may not get if AI is trying to interact with your banker. AI just can't do that. The same goes for M&A work. Think about walking a buyer through normalized EBITDA adjustments, or reading a room during a due diligence meeting. This requires human credibility, and it requires experience. Here's the key takeaway. AI should handle the routine tasks for you, but that doesn't replace CFO level judgment. Don't ask your AI tool to negotiate with your bank, and at the same time, you don't want to pay your CFO to be categorizing transactions. I hope you found this useful. There's a link in the description to the full article on this topic, and if your company is in a position where you need some CFO level guidance, please reach out. We would love to schedule a call.